Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to 10 Good Minutes. I'm Dustin Henry. I'm one of the co hosts of No Credentials Required. Some of you may know who I am. If this is your first time checking out our YouTube channel, welcome. We've got plenty of back podcasts, we've got rants, we've got all sorts of stuff on there for you to fill your eyeballs and ear holes with. Um, Ryan had mentioned on social media that there was not going to be a show this week because I'm taking a little vacation. But you know when my Seahawks are on Monday Night Football on the national stage, I'm going to have to get on here and talk to you about them for just a little bit. I was at bowling for the start of this game, so I kind of had to piece together what was going on. I thought that Kenneth Walker was not down on that run. I thought he did not hit the ground, but I'm a little biased, obviously. I did not expect this game to go the way that it did. Ultimately, the Seahawks do get the victory, 24-3. It was very surprising though, because in the beginning of this game, I was driving home to get home and watch the game, and I nearly had a coronary in the car. I'm just being real with you. The Seahawks have got to be the most flagged team in the NFL. Lots of false starts to start the game, a couple elite ineligible men downfield penalties, a few holding penalties, a few ineligible motion. I mean, or illegal motion rather. They did it all, and I was convinced that they were going to continue to shoot themselves in the foot and ultimately lose this game due to the amount of penalties that they had. I was furious, but they came home, and I came home rather, and then they kind of got their feet under them. Gino did miss a series in this game. Drew Lock came in and he led a touchdown drive. George Fant went about 52 yards on a 3rd and 10. And then they were able to get Kenneth Walker into the end zone there. The Seahawks had a lot of injuries on offensive line, so they kind of had to reshuffle it. I hope they use this upcoming bye to get healthy. I did feel bad for Jamal Adams in the beginning of the game. It turns out that he only suffered a concussion, but when he went down, I thought, keep in mind, I'm in the bowling alley here, so I can't hear the announcers. I can't hear anything. When he went down, I said to my dad, I said, no way, no way. And my dad said, what? And I kind of explained what was going on with Jamal Adams the last couple of seasons. I know there are not a lot of Jamal Adams fans out there. Some people dislike the way that he's handled a few things. I myself remember I didn't like the way he forced his exit from the Jets and kind of made some comments. And then he did that best in the nation thing a few years ago, which a lot of people weren't happy with. I guess it was a joke with one of his friends on the intro to Sunday Night Football, I think it was. But geez, this guy, he's fought so hard to come back, and to have this happen, I thought it looked like another horrible injury. We'll have to see what the severity of the concussion is. We'll have to see what happens moving forward. But the way this game started and both teams coming out and looking sloppy, I did not have high hopes, especially with the Seahawks getting as many flags as they did. I was convinced. I'm saying they're shooting themselves in the foot. They're going to let the Giants get all the momentum back. There was a key moment where the Giants were they were heading down the field after Seattle went for it on a 4th down and could not convert with Zach Charbonneau. But then Devon Witherspoon, this rookie, he was the 5th overall pick. And he was making his debut tonight. And let me tell you, I could not be happier because he got a pick 6 on Daniel Jones. He ran it back, and that kind of took what little momentum the Giants had on that drive and just kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. Devon Witherspoon had, I think, 8 tackles. He had 2 sacks. He had that pick six. For me, he's the star of the game. But this Seahawks defense, and I think it was more of a statement of the Giants' offensive line. I don't think the Seahawks defense was. I don't think they're world beaters, okay? We still can't stop the pass. Yes, I'm one of these people that says we. If you disagree, it slips out sometimes. If you disagree with me, feel free to tweet at me or zeet at me, whatever the hell it's called now, at ldusto67. But sometimes the we comes. I care about the Seahawks, perhaps too much, but I do. So what are you going to do? But it was more of an indictment of the Giants' offensive line. I mean, I feel for Daniel Jones in this game. I really do. A lot of people are going to put the blame solely on him. His offensive line did him no favors. The Seahawks had, I believe, 10 sacks, possibly 11. I could be miscounting. But they could not. Daniel Jones did not have any time to even think back there. And, the offense for the Seahawks was able to get it done. And they ultimately come out with a victory. And I am very high on Witherspoon. But the Seahawks at other points, it's evident they have a lot to celebrate with this game. But they have a lot to clean up too. Like I said, they must be the most flagged team in the NFL. But you can't argue with the results of this game. A win is a win in the NFL. This game just kind of had. There's a lot that happened, even though it was one-sided. And I do apologize to my uncle. He was very. I reference him a lot on the show. He's a diehard Giants fan, and he said the Seahawks are making the Giants look like the Giants. But with that offensive line, like I said, I don't think Daniel Jones could have done much. Brian Daboll, the season seems to be slipping away for the Giants. And I thought to myself, just as a fun experiment, I know Zach Wilson looked pretty good. He had easily the best game of his career last night. But I was wondering how Daniel Jones would look on the Jets right now, who I would argue have more talent at skilled positions than the Giants do. And Saquon was out for this game, obviously, so that makes a difference, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome too much. The Seahawks defense looked locked in against a Giants offensive line that couldn't get any push off the line. The Seahawks still cannot stop the pass. They've gotten better against the run, but our pass defense is woeful, and it's going to be a big problem unless Pete Carroll cleans that up. But man, I'm excited to see Devon Witherspoon play. He was like a heat-seeking missile for the ball. Troy Aikman was kind of saying that he reminded him of Deion Sanders. I don't know if I'd go that far, but man, I was initially disappointed because he was one of the last rookies to settle his deal, and then he got that injury, and I was like, man, are we going to see this kid play? And I'm glad that he is on our team. I think Pete Carroll is trying to build another defense styled in the Legion of Boom defense that he had so much success with early in the 2010s, and then onward through the decade and the Super Bowl years and everything. So in closing, not the best, not the cleanest victory by the Seattle Seahawks, but a win's a win. And if you like some of this, tune in to YouTube where you can catch 10 good minutes. It's our new segment. It's exclusive to YouTube, so you'll have to check it there. But if you want more content from Ryan and I, find us on any podcast platform. No credentials required. We go live every Tuesday, most weeks, at 8 o'clock during the season. We hope to see you in the comments. And Wanko, if you're out there, shout out to you. I hope you're watching. I hope you enjoyed the Seahawks victory as much as I did. Go Hawks. I can't wait to be back on the airwaves. I'll see you when I get back from vacation. Good night, everybody.